You do it, you're doing it well. I ain't never met a man like that. I ain't never felt so far so fast. You can turn me on, throw me off track. When you do it, you do it, you're doing it well. I ain't never met a man like that. I ain't never felt so far so fast. You can turn me on, throw me off track. When you do it, you do it, you're doing it well.
The designers have been working overtime, the photographers are ready, and the fashion critics have their pens poised for tomorrow's headlines. Make no mistake about it, the walk up this red carpet can be just as nerve-wracking for the partners as it is for the players.
Thanks, Lucy. Tonight is the pinnacle of individual achievement. Tonight is a night for the players as friends and foes join as one to honour the crowning of the 2007 AFL Brownlow medalist.
For the wives and girlfriends and even some mums, this is also their night. They've been through all the highs and lows. They've been there to help soothe the bruises and calm the nerves. So tonight, it's their turn to shine.
Welcome to the 2007 Brownlow Red Carpet Special. This is my very first Brownlow and I hope you enjoy the fabulous fashion right along with me. Rick Olorenshaw and Joe Silvani will be chatting with the who's who. We'll see just what it takes to find the perfect outfit with some very foxy ladies. And speaking of foxy ladies, Rebecca Twigley put on that red dress one more time so we could take a look back at some memorable Brownlow fashion moments. But if the first of the arrivals are any indication, we are in for a treat. Glamour is definitely on the cards tonight, and it seems that the guys are following the black tie rule, and colour is proving very popular with the girls.
Veterans of the Brownlow Medal, Lisa and Matthew Lloyd. How many is this?
Do you think it's about 8 or...?
Yeah, I reckon we're thinking about it last night.
Yeah.
So probably 8 out of the 13 years, so it's done pretty well.
And you look lovely tonight. Who are you dressed by?
I'm wearing Scanlon and Theodore. I've never worn red before, so I thought this year, I came pregnant last year and I thought this year I want something different, so...
Where you look lovely, and red's a great colour. Have a good night.
I'm with one of the AFL's glamour couples, Jess Sinclair and Chantal Delaney. You're looking first class as normal. Who's the lucky designer?
Chic collections tonight and jewellery from Maker's Mark. And you're looking very nice yourself.
Well, I've got the same designer as Jess, your boyfriend here.
Yes, who's that? Soho.
Soho,
dressed
that's
you both.
right. Now, I know what Jess is like. Was he hogging the mirror this afternoon while we were trying to get ready?
Actually, it was a bit of a race to get him ready. He's been at Mad Monday, Rick. So he got dressed in the limo. No, I'm joking. Nearly dressed in the limo.
But not only had to worry about your own dress, but had to go and pick up his suit as well.
I tell you what, I have been, yes, I've been running around after him today.
Sally, you look lovely. Who dressed you tonight?
Yeah, it's Camilla and Mark.
And what do you think?
Oh, I think she looks fantastic. She's looking very pretty.
And you've always been one not to wear black tie. What made you wear black tie tonight?
Oh, that's what they wanted us to wear, so who am I to buck the tradition? So.
Scott and Lachelle West, you had a few wardrobe malfunctions last year. Any dramas this year?
Well, maybe one or two, but you just got to keep people happy with the right outfit. So we're all we've got the bow tie, we've got the lovely shirt on, so now ready for a very nice night.
Are you happy with Lachelle's outfit?
She looks lovely, doesn't she? It's taken her all day.
Oh, no.
That's a bit rough, but you are looking fantastic. Who's the designer?
Annette of Melbourne, Couture.
Russell and Brooke, you look a picture, and Russell, those shoes.
Yeah, I had to run something a little bit different. I was told that's what they used to wear, so I thought I was doing the right thing.
Who used to wear them?
The oldies, you know, back in the day where you're supposed to wear a bow tie. The young guys don't do it much anymore, but, you know, I've done that at least.
Well, I think it looks great. And Brooke, you look lovely. Who dressed you?
Christopher Cronus.
Jason and Megan Ackermanis, you are a vision, you two. Megan, who are you dressed by?
Zian Assad, Melbourne designer. He's done a great job.
He did.
Yeah.
We hope you're enjoying the 2007 Brownlow Red Carpet Special. For all the glamour, glitz and gossip, stay with us. We'll be back right after the break.
And I keep on knocking wood.
There'll be smooth sailing cause I'm trimming myself with my top hat, my white tie, and my tails.
Stepping out with my baby, can't go wrong cause I'm in right. Ask me when will that day be? The big day may be tonight.
7's Brownlow Medal Red Carpet Special. Proudly brought to you by Toyota. Footy. Oh, what a feeling. NAB. A little word for a big life. And Big Pond. Now you can really be part of the action.
Oh, the shark bites with its teeth.
Yeah, nice, mate. What do you think of it? Very sharp.
Too bad.
Which parts do you like about it?
Oh, I reckon a little bit of silk here down the leg. Not too bad. He's done well, Sammy.
And a thin tie?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about it at first, but he tells me that's what the rock stars wear.
I thought I'll do something a little bit different. I've done one with a gold trim. Last year I did one with white trims on it. Hodgie wore that, so I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Just nice, classy, simple, bit of his character. Fitted through the body, so we've raised the armhole, give it a nice slim look. And we just did our traditional jet pocket there, flaps satin on the edge of the pocket with edge picking, and edge all around the jacket.
What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Very nice. Gotta get the pants taken up, mate. Short legs, but yeah, it's come up all right.
I reckon the biggest decision you're going to have to make is the beard.
I've already made it. It stains, so yeah, I don't know why, but every time I shave it off, everyone reckons I look like I'm 15 years old, so...
Do you teach the boys how to do a tie?
Oh, I've tried, but they'll never learn, so...
The Brownlow Medal has seen its fair share of fabulous fashion and some faux pas, but one of the most memorable was back in 2004. Rebecca Twigley outshone her medal-winning partner when a bit of Hollywood glamour became just as memorable as Hollywood tape. For lovers of fashion and football, some might be hard-pressed to remember who actually won the medal that year, but rest assured, no one will ever forget the lady in red.
Little did I know that one dress would cause such a stir. Still fits. Just. The question is Brownlow Medal night about the players or the dress? Is it the umpires' vote for the best and fairest player, or is it the critics' vote for the fairest and best dressed? Well, I think it's both. For the players, it's over 6 months doing the hard yards on the field, and for the partners, it's doing the hard yards just to find that right little number.
Everybody's gonna love today, gonna love today, gonna love today. Everybody's gonna love today, gonna love today. Any way you want to, any way you got to. Love, love me, love, love me, love, love. Everybody's gonna love today, love today, love today. Everybody's gonna love today. Any way you want.
Got out the 2-year-old suit and the 4-year-old bow tie and whacked it on and put a bit of sticky tape in the middle of the hair and shaved around it, sticky tape off, a bit of gel, and we're away.
The year 1951, and the wife of Geelong's Bernie Smith was suitably dressed and impressed at home when contacted by a journalist from a newspaper that he had won the coveted award. Traditionally, an all-male affair, women were not even invited to the ceremony until after they were first televised by Channel 7 in 1970.
Oh, the pressure on this veteran from Collingwood's played over 200 games, fires for the goals, and he's put it through and scores it.
In 1977, it wasn't only the famous tied grand final between Collingwood and North Melbourne that had everybody talking. It was South Melbourne's Graham Teasdale in a brown velour suit that put Brownlow and fashion in the one sentence. That was over 30 years ago, and well, we haven't looked back. I'm proud to say that this dress went on to be auctioned for my favourite charity, TLC for Kids, and raised over $26,000. But I wonder what fabulous fashion or maybe even a fashion fizzer will steal the show tonight.
Chris Judd, Rebecca Twigley, first of all, you look amazing.
Thank you. Celestial Tennille's the designer. I'm very lucky to be wearing this.
And Chris, how do you feel about Rebecca, I don't want to say outshining you, but she kind of did in 2004.
She did and she does. I don't take an active involvement in the clothing decision in the household, so it's her department and she does a good job.
You don't tell her what you like, what you don't like. You wouldn't have liked that red dress at all, though, would you?
No.
He didn't like it.
Oh, yeah.
Rebecca, do you feel that there's pressure to kind of, to top that look?
Not to top that look. There's definitely a bit of pressure to, pull off a good dress. So, but I enjoy dressing up, so it's fun.
Well, she looks beautiful tonight.
She does.
And who are you dressed by, just while we're on it?
I dressed myself tonight, which was pretty exciting, but it's from Christopher Cronus in Chapel Street.
All right, well, Joe said to say to you that you look lovely in black tie, but you'd look nicer in a navy outfit. Carlton. Have fun tonight.
Thanks, Sonia.
With the AFL CEO, Andrew Dimitri, and his lovely wife, Simone, have you found time in your busy schedule to take Simone shopping?
No, Ricky, she goes shopping all on her own, and she's pretty good at it as well.
Spend your credit card?
Yes. The short answer is yes.
So who are you dressed by tonight?
It's Scanlon and Theodore.
And those jewellery looks fantastic.
Thank you, but all my own jewellery.
And have you been listening to Andrew practice the vote count in the shower?
There's been a bit of practicing, but he's an expert now, so not too much this year.
Which name have you practiced the most?
I've been practicing Daniel Jean Syracusa, Ricky. It's a very hard name.
And what about the pause between the G and the ablet?
Well, there's not many G's that play for Geelong, so I'm going to have to improvise tonight. We'll see how we go.
So here's your tip?
It's actually Gary Ablett.
Nathan and Tanya Buckley. Tanya, you look beautiful. Who are you dressed by?
Bachine in Hill.
Oh, you wear them a lot, don't you?
Pretty much every year. I love their dresses, and Angelina's just been fantastic.
And Nathan, you look pretty swish too. Who are you dressed by?
Yeah, this is Hugo Boss. It's, got some good mates there and fantastic clothes.
With Adam McPhee and Bree, you are looking absolutely hot.
Thank you. As long as Adam thinks so.
Who do we thank for this outfit tonight?
Ruth Tavitas.
She's gone with a lot of sparkle, hasn't she? Can we have a bit of a spin around and show us the back?
Lauren, you look beautiful. Who are you dressed by?
I'm dressed by Manuel and Moore this evening.
What do you think, Luke?
Yeah, it's rocked up very well. Very nice.
How long did it take you to get ready?
It's been a long day, but good fun.
And how are you feeling? Are you going to have a good time tonight?
Yeah, it should be a good night. There's hopefully Sammy Mitchell polls a few votes.
Sam Mitchell-Lindell, that is a fantastic dress. Is that a corset look?
It is. It's a 1940s vintage look from Jenny Bannister.
Did you have some input into that?
No, it's actually the first dress I tried on, so I was quite lucky. I found something I loved.
You were lucky. Sam, did you have some input in this? How long did it take to get on, by the way?
I had nothing to do with that. She had one of her good friends, Belinda, come over today and help her out with all that stuff. So I was very fortunate. I just sat on the couch and waited for it all to be done. And then they said, oh, you better get ready soon. So that was when I kicked into action.
How do you breathe in that?
It's actually not as tight as it looks, believe it or not. So, yeah, might have trouble eating. Ask me later how I'm going.
Well, you look great anyway, so have a good night and good luck with the vote count.
No worries. Thanks,
Sam. And with James and Tanya Hurd, you've had 3 kids, but you still look unbelievable.
Oh, thanks. You have to say that, Rick.
I never have to say that because you always look good. Who do we thank for tonight?
Angelina Brashini's done my beautiful dress, and Bulgari. I'm wearing Bulgari jewellery.
And what about with James? You talked about wearing a tartan tie that he wore in the 96 Brownlow?
I came very close. Second best to
That
tonight.
was your recommendation, you know that, back in 1996. You said go with the you came shopping, said go with the tartan tie, and I did, and look what it's done to me.
Because you never had any idea about fashion back in those days.
Thank you for a bit of help. You did give me a bit of help in those stakes early on, so thanks for that.
Sharon and Brett Ratton, lovely to see you again. And newest recruit for Carlton?
It is. It's Constable T. Bear for the Blue Ribbon Foundation, so he's the mascot and we support it 100%.
Andrew and Rachel McLeod, you made a big statement last year by wearing the number 23 on the back.
I did. It was all a bit of fun. This year, I haven't gone for the numbers though. I was thinking about dedicating one to Roo, but no.
What do you think? She's looking great tonight, isn't she?
Oh, she always looks sensational. Last year was a bit of fun and probably got taken the wrong way, but you know, this year we come and have a bit more fun.
Who designer do we thank tonight? Because it is a different colour. Most people are coming in black, but that is an unusual and very nice colour.
Fiorucci, a guy there named Vincent looks after me all the time. He's fantastic.
You're looking great once again, so you have a good night.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy.
Dean Cox and Kelly, you look lovely. Who are you dressed by tonight?
Susie Morita.
And is that a Western Australian designer?
Sydney.
So are you from Sydney?
Not from Perth, yeah. But it was...
And what do you think of her beautiful dress?
Yeah, she looks amazing. So she was a bit nervous, but it's all coming to plan, so she looks wonderful.
I'm here with the Brownlow Medal favourite, Gary Ablin, his lovely girl, Lauren. Is a little bit more pressure coming with the Brownlow Medal favourite?
Not really. It's just going to be a good night for all of us, and hopefully a few of the Cats boys can get up and get some votes. So it should be a good night.
I'm sure he'll get a few.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Because you know, if he does win, your dress will be seen for the next 20 to 30 years. Does that put a little more pressure on you to perform?
Oh, no, not really. We're not really focusing on that. We'll see how he goes tonight, but otherwise we're just looking forward to the weekend, really.
It is a big week for you, isn't it, mate?
Oh, it is, definitely, for sure. Yeah, looking forward to it. I mean, we're very excited to be there, and yeah, boys are really looking forward to it. So.
And who can we thank tonight for your dress?
I'm wearing a Fairley gown tonight, so the girls at Fairley have put in an amazing effort to get me here tonight. And I've got the Jan Logan diamonds and jewels on, so I've been very spoiled tonight.
You're looking great. Give us a spin.
Thank you very much.
Seven's Brownlow Medal Red Carpet Special, proudly brought to you by Toyota. Footy, oh what a feeling. NAB, a little word for a big life. And Big Pond, now you can really be part of the action.
Ta-da! What do you think? How's the hair? Lose the bag too much? What do you think?
Shut up, Mum. What do you think, Brett? Do I look fat in this?
Oh,
Isn't it that the Brownlow look, guys? I'm
Really
not sure
nice.
about this, Mum. I think it might be a bit too covered up.
Oh, Kim,
I want something
no.
a little raunchier.
I don't think they have anything in size 22 here for you, Kim.
Shut up!
These
Oh,
are
look
all-
at that. That's
Oh, yeah.
Orgasma,
Jennifer,
isn't it?
Jennifer Hawkins, look at the rhinestones on there.
Oh, has that got a wardrobe malfunction so that'll fall off and show my whole
Kim,
G-string?
you don't want people to be running away screaming.
Oh, that looks nice.
Lime story, a
Looks
lime
nice.
story.
Look, we just
Oh.
go so well. Who am I wearing? I'm wearing Stella McCartney for Target. It was actually a return. And then I got it for half price.
Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up. Go ahead, be gone with it. Get your sexy up.
Oh my God, and look at this. Talk about team with a theme, Mum. I know you love it. Look.
Oh, that's perfect.
Colour coordinated.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to walk in like this.
Yeah.
And I'm walking like this.
Yeah,
and also they'll think you're going forward because that V looks a little bit like the front of someone's undies.
That's mean.
Perfect. Yeah, is it see?
Yeah.
See what she's like to me, Brett?
And look at Darren. Look at citrus.
Oh, and it fits him so beautifully.
Oh, love it. No, because it shows up.
It's a citrus story,
It is.
actually.
Good. Yeah, it's lime and
look really good.
and tangerine,
You do.
and that's a bit tropical. Goes with me because we're a bit jungle tonight,
Jungle
aren't we?
theme.
Going
Stand
jungle.
next to him, come on. I think we make
And I like the way he
fantastic
shows off
couple.
his guns. You see?
Look very classy. I think Kel's a very lucky man.
I prefer like a backless and frontless dress, so we've had a few of those.
You're a little
know,
bit more classy though, aren't
yeah,
you?
well, you know, Chris Judd hasn't returned any of my calls because I know he likes a lady in a backless top.
You are a dead ringer for Rebecca Twigley, aren't
I am.
Very beautiful. Enjoy the Brownlow.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you,
Night
Phil.
Thank you. Night a night.
I've got
Let's
the vice
go.
captain, the, you know,
Yeah, all right,
the
let's
winning
go.
team, the premiership team.
Big night tonight.
And we're a team with a theme too, aren't we?
We could be Essendon.
Or St Kilda.
Now, the girls look fantastic tonight. What trend did you see?
I actually saw a lot of cream. A lot of cream. The younger girls wore short dresses, but loads of cream. What about the guys?
I think it's great they stay within the rules of the black and white, but they thin tie things back in. And you're looking amazing. Who dressed you tonight?
Mariana Hardwick, as always, and you.
Sam from Soho.
We've had a great time tonight.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the fashion as much as we have. I'll see you tomorrow night for Dancing with the Stars, but for now, it's good night from the red carpet. Stand by. Bruce McAvaney coming up for the 2007 Brownlow Medal count. So can you guys dance?
Sweet guitar and sounds of laughter. I simply smiled and raised the glass when she walked over. Then love began. She took my hand and said, let's dance. We were sliding to the left. He was swaying to the right. Oh, my head was in a spin. But I held her body tight. And then this bella, bella signorina with a smile so tender, she put the rhythm in my feet as we danced this crazy beat. Oh, my bella, bella signorina, baby, I surrender. Can you teach me more tonight? Or must I dance till morning light? We was sliding to the left. We was swaying to the right. Oh, my hair was in a spin. But I held the body tight.
I turned the corner at Williamstown. The first person I saw was my mother. She was only dressed in her nightie, and I thought to myself, how good is this? I must have won the Brownlow.
Well, at times, it appears that was the only thing I ever did.
You don't play to win Brownlows, but when you do, it's just sensational.
You can't win a Brownlow by yourself. At St Kilda, I was very fortunate to have a great group of teammates and a very supportive coach. They shared my Brownlow.
I get teased about wearing the Brownlow medal, but really I'm so proud of it.
I was lucky enough to win quite a few awards that year, but nothing beats the medal.
Everywhere you go, every function you go to, you're a Brownlow medalist.
As you watch football as a kid, you see someone named the Brownlow medalist, and to be up there with those guys is just fantastic.
Some people were surprised that Greg Williams and I won the Brownlow. Well, it is for the best and fairest. Greg was certainly the best, and me, well, the fairest.
In the count, I was in front all night, but I missed the last 3 or 4 games. I didn't give myself a chance.
The Brownlow for me was about family. You know, my parents flew out from Ireland, and my dad was there, and it's just a moment I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Brownlow medalist to me.
You're allowed to say.
I'm allowed to say.
I sort of came here without the expectation. I mean, I'll tell you what, I've never had the worst 3 minutes of my entire life, and then that last round. The last 2 years, I've been extremely lucky the way the voting's gone, and it's very lucky to have done it. Yeah, I'm bloody glad I won it.
I can't believe I'm standing up here with Nathan Buckley and Marcus, you know.
I'd recommend it feeling to any footballer.
It's been a surprise and certainly very honoured and humbled by the award.
Because without those teammates, this medal is much of theirs as it is mine. It's a fantastic achievement. I'm very grateful.
Live from the Crown Palladium, the 2007 Brownlow Medal count, brought to you by Toyota. Please welcome your host, Bruce McAvaney.
Thanks, everybody. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Brownlow Medal count. When I first did this job, I'd come to the Brownlow thinking Gary Ablett was a chance. Almost 2 decades on, nothing's changed. Another famous football name is prominent, with South Australian champion Graham Corn's 2 little boys, Chad and Kane, among the favourites. It's been an amazing season, climaxing in some colossal finals. And we've witnessed the passing of an era, with several of football's greats coming to the end of the journey. And what a season the grand finalists have enjoyed. The Power were nobody's tip at the start, and the Cats, in 5 days, will have the chance to end a premiership drought of 44 years. And tonight, both clubs have a good chance of winning the Brownlow. Interestingly, in 6 of the last 7 years, the Brownlow medalist has played in the grand final. Tonight, the football world has gathered here at Crown and will be crossing to a huge crowd of Port Adelaide players and supporters at Alberton. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome the AFL's Chief Executive Officer, Andrew Demetriou. see you, Andrew. Look, let's hope it's as exciting as last Friday night.
Thank you, Bruce. Tonight's gathering is a properly constituted meeting of the Australian Football League with all commissioners present. Joining me on my table to supervise the count, the AFL's General Manager of Football Operations, Adrian Anderson, Projects Manager, Dean Moore, our Ground Operations Manager, been with the AFL for 38 years, Jill Lindsay, and Football Administration Manager, Rod Austin.
Have a terrific call, Andrew. All the best. Thanks, Andrew. Let's check and see how the process works.
After each of the 176 home and away matches this season, the three field umpires conferred and recorded their choice for the three fairest and best players. In accordance with AFL Rule 19, the votes were then sealed in an envelope marked Brownlow Medal. If a player has been found guilty of a reportable offence in a home and away match in which Brownlow Medal votes have been cast, the player shall remain eligible to receive the medal if the sanction for the reportable offence is a financial sanction only, or base demerit points for the allocated reportable offence are less than 100 points. The process has been supervised throughout by KPMG and the votes secured and delivered by Armourguard. In the case of two or more players receiving an equal number of votes, each of the players will be declared the joint winner and each will be awarded a Brownlow Medal. The envelopes containing the votes arrived earlier this evening, secured by Armourguard.
So before Andrew reads the votes for round one, let's look back at the highlights of the opening round, and the season begins with the Bulldogs on fire.
The league's happiest player starts the season with 8 reasons to smile.
Acker on the left, he's got his first for the Doggies.
And Acker kicks off in his new doghouse, turning old tricks.
Lucas has slotted it.
Scott Lucas starts 007 with 7, and it's the Eagles by a point in the rematch of the rematch of the rematch.
50 metres, it's a certain goal.
So how far is 50 metres?
Surely the man on the mark should be on the goal line.
Well, near enough is not good enough for the Kangas. Shannon Grant's miss is shadowed only by the Richmond skipper's reverse psychology.
Kane Johnson has kicked it the wrong way.
At this moment, Tiger fans are consoling themselves that things must get better.
Deep in the pocket, Harvey. A solo effort. And Harvey kicks the goal.
Harvey, clever.
What a wonderful kick with the outside of the boot. He's a beauty. Harvey. Win Harvey, long kick, goal.
There are an average of 5,000 goals and 40,000 marks taken in a typical AFL season. But there's only one you'll be talking about till round 1 2008. Enter your choice at afl.com.au and you could win some great prizes, including use of a Toyota Kluger CV for a weekend. While you're there, check out the action with AFL On Demand with Big Pond, the 2007 Toyota AFL Mark and Goal of the Year. There can only be one winner.
I think he likes it. No? Yes? Undecided. Just love watching it, don't you? Quickly, the boos turn to cheers.
He is unique.
Footy fans, they either love or hate it, depending on the score. But sometimes it just depends on who the opposition is.
The other Port Adelaide supporter wasn't happy with Cam Mooney.
Dancing with scarves is nothing new in footy, but this Geelong fan showed us something we haven't seen before, and hopefully never will again.
Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder.
Most fans won't mind seeing these two Gabba frolickers again.
Hello.
In Darwin, they impressed with their evasive skills.
Oh, no.
He's got the high knees going.
High knees, a clean pair of heels, and a little help from some friends.
So we get a bit of support from the Dreadlock Brigade over there.
Further north you go, the wilder it gets, no doubt about that. Fans having fun at the footy in 07. We're off to round number 2. This was a bad one for the Demons.
Easter, the weekend of heartbreak and high hopes. The Demons are on their knees with no chance of resurrection after going down to a happy team at Hawthorn. Spider puts sting into the Swans, not that these two remember it. And hope springs eternal at Geelong, where Nathan Ablett snares 5 in a 13-goal win over Carlton. And the debut of the Tomahawk is even greater than expectations.
Oh, Davey closed so quickly.
The Bombers launch a ground and air assault. And the Easter miracle comes from Matthew Pavlich. First the overhead, then an inside-out kick from the outside while doing a 180.
What a remarkable goal.
You won't see better, except this snap by David Wirapunda. With 68 possessions between them, Daniel Kerr and Chris Judd are busier than Mike Brady on grand final day.
Top after 2 rounds. Well, Ricky Olorenshaw been checking out the fashions tonight. He's with a couple of good sports from different sports. Rick.
Tim Nottingham, you've played with a few Brownlow medalists in your time. Chance that Brownie could add to that list?
Oh, here's a chance. I think we need to win a few more games, though, and Blackie's off to a flyer, so he might be a chance too.
He's off to a flyer. Jodie, you're looking very glamorous out of the pool. Who's your tip tonight?
I don't know. People have been saying Gary Ablett, so I'm not much of an AFL watcher. I just watch Tim, so...
Well, it's pretty good advice, though. Pretty good advice. The next year, you've already won the 3 gold medals. How's the preparations going for Beijing?
Yeah, really good. Just started back in the water doing 10 sessions a week, so that's a bit of a pain in the bum. But, yeah, no, going good, and, yeah, we'll see come March.
Tim, is there a chance you get a couple of weeks off from Lee Matthews next year and go and support Jodie?
Oh, it depends how the boys going. If we're struggling, I might do a hammy, maybe. I don't know. But next year, I think we'll be up there, so no chance, I don't think.
Well, great to see you both here, and have a good night.
Thank you.
Good on you, Rick. Thanks for that. What a maybe a premiership and a gold medal in a couple of weeks there. Jodie looking good for Beijing in 2008, and the Saints were looking good in round 3.
Rivalry round, and the Saints are feeling cosy. A stunning 4-goal return from Nick Revolts, while Fraser Gehrig forgets they have cameras at the footy these days. And Stephen Milne's attention is fixed on something in the crowd. That's it. He's concentrating on downloading information being supplied by this helpful advisor. Sydney celebrates Michael O'Loughlin's 250th. Warren Treadray's return isn't enough against the dominance of Andrew McLeod. And it's tribal at the G, where 70,000 fans watch the Pies come from behind. The Judd juggernaut rolls on in the West, and this affair involving Des Headland and Adam Selwood has an ugly sequel.
Kicks long instead.
Mark McVeigh climbs the stairway, but Brendan Favola runs Essendon ragged with 8 goals. From 48 points down, the Blues stage the biggest comeback in their history.
Judd, Sam Mitchell getting on the board. We're going to Alberton shortly. Tim Watson there with the power. And a couple of the major contenders, those blonde Corns boys. Haven't they had a season?
The brother's going to work it out.
Kane Corns did very well on the left side.
Gets gathered by Chad Corns. That's a telling kick. Corns, 60 metres out, just sets it up to his brother. Kane Corns breaking on the outer side. Corns, Kane.
Your kick, Chad. So Chad Corns to his brother Kane.
That's the lead from Corns. What a goal! The Corns brothers. Now Chad Corns, 60 metres out.
Did well. Very well.
Brownlow night is great. It's one time of the year that I do feel that I've achieved something. I start to get ready about 10 o'clock in the morning on the Monday. I'm ready to go at 4 o'clock because the night can't come quick enough. And organised, I'm starting up, have a shower and I've had my shave and I've got my dinner set all laid out. Then I have a taxi all organised. For 5 o'clock, thank you, yes, that's right. Thank you very much, bye. This time of the year, it's you feel somebody, you feel a bit important. One day of the year on Brownlow night, you feasted and made a fuss of. They treat you like a film star. You've got to walk down a red carpet and, you know, you think you're somebody, but then the next morning, the Tuesday morning, it's back to reality.
Great to see you here, Freddie. It's over 50 years ago, but we often ask what it means to be a Brownlow medalist. I think Freddie has described it so well tonight. And you don't have to get home early tonight, Fred. You've booked a room here, I know. He does have some wild nights with Barry Round and his mates at the Brownlow. Well, after 3 rounds, Chris Judd and Daniel Kerr have got the maximum. They've got all the 3s and 2s. We know that one of them can't win. He's ineligible. Maybe the other can't either tonight because he was injured. But they are off to a flyer, Daniel Kerr and Chris Judd. We're on to round number 4. There were plenty of upsets.
By round 4, everyone needs a tonic.
This could be a tonic.
A pick-me-up for the Bulldogs, with the return from injury of Luke Darcy and Robert Murphy.
Well, suddenly the form is back on the board.
Even Paul Roos looks like he needs a drink. The Swans kicked 5 goals, 14 behinds in losing to the Crows. The young Cats are brought back to earth by the harrowing Hawks. And the Lions crash head-on into the Kangas. Chad Corns single-handedly brings down Collingwood, and Adam Uze is clever.
How clever is that?
Also clever, this touchdown by Travis Cloak. But the play of the round is a traffic stopper. Dustin Fletcher's 75-metre torpedo punt spiralling into the stands. That's just the tonic for Sheeds. Anzac Day, and even they are silent. The Magpies triumph, and Heath Shaw puts up his hand to claim the Anzac medal. The Kangaroos put their hands up too, as Adam Simpson gets 41 touches against the Cats. A dirty night for the Saints. A broken collarbone for Lenny Hayes, a kick for Nick Revolt, and a headache for Ross Lyon as Port tunnels to victory. The Tigers on top early, but Daniel Kerr brings them down, while the Blues are out-muscled by Jonathan Brown. A gorilla on the loose in Sydney. 2, actually. And what is the reigning Brownlow medalist thinking here? Sean McManus gets a dream climax to his 200th game. And 6 goals by Buddy Franklin, not enough against the Dogs.
Down, a chance for our first look at the leaderboard tonight. And Chris Judd, the winner in 2004 on 11. Now, the little ticks alongside their names are their potential vote-winning games. Adam Simpson's off to a fly here. Simon Black, who got the great start with the 2 best in the opening matches. And Daniel Kerr, now the little cross means that Daniel is ineligible tonight. So it's Judd from Simpson and Black. Both the Corns boys do have votes. The Burgoynes are going OK as well. We're off to Alberton, where Tim Watson is right now. Tim, you're on sacred ground there. It's, I bet you, a great feeling at the great old club.
Yes, it is, Bruce, and there is a little bit of excitement in this room. They're pretty subdued at the moment. No one's more subdued than this bloke, though. Chad, you're very relaxed.
Yeah, mate, I didn't come here with any expectations at all, just to enjoy the night and, more importantly, the week coming up.
And, of course, the week coming up, a great effort by Port Adelaide to get into the grand final. Must be most unexpected.
Completely unexpected. I thought this year might be a bit of a struggle, but to end up in a grand final is an amazing feeling, and the boys, yeah, really going to enjoy the week.
And how did you perform this year, did you think?
Oh, the team was amazing. Personally, it was all right, yeah, pretty consistent.
You've got a lovely partner here tonight. Pam's, your mum is alongside. You must be very proud, Pam.
I am. I'm proud of both of the boys.
Well, you're actually stuck between Kane and Chad. Which of the boys had a better year this year?
They've both had a wonderful year, both of them.
That's very diplomatic, Pam.
Yeah, well, I know it's a great night here, but I know what's more important to both of them is winning this the game this Saturday.
And you follow the boys week in, week out?
I do.
Good luck at the weekend, Pam.
Thank you.
In following, and good luck to you at the weekend too, Chad, and for the rest of the night.
Thanks a lot, Tim.
Back to you, Bruce.
Gee, Tim, some hard-hitting questions there. Poor Pam, but you better fix Kane's collar, I reckon, Pam. So the two Corns boys over there with Tim Watson. Well, if you fancied Gary Ablett tonight, don't worry. Adam Goods didn't have a vote after 5 rounds, last year's winner. But Geelong are about to get going, led by that little genius.
He just does everything so well, doesn't he? He's the complete package. Ablett's got it. Finds a way through. Gee, Ablett's good, isn't he? He's absolutely brilliant there.
Oh, he's so dangerous.
He's a goal kicker, Ablett.
Brilliant stuff. He is so smart, Gary Ablett.
He's been sensational this afternoon, and not the first time this season.
The Brownlow Medal favourite.
Ablett kicks the goal.
He's a star, this bloke.
Oh, Ablett, brilliant again.
As cool as you like.
What a year he's having, Gary Ablett.
Sherman pops it up in the air, looking for Mitchell Clark.
Some beauties there. We've just seen some of the high flyers from the season. And a couple of other blokes who have been flying high in recent times are Steve Curry and Dave Lawson from the Toyota Legendary Moments. Well, the boys tonight are sitting with some of the game's legends. And Steve and Dave, it's over to you to relive some other great moments with them.
Yeah, it's like it's a bending
It actually
knife.
looks like it's actually bending.
It's all right, isn't it?
See that? It's on a string.
That's good. All right. That's right, Bruce. We have been fortunate enough in the last couple of years to be doing some moments for Toyota about the history of the AFL/VFL. And tonight we're sitting here with Jezza.
Alex Jesselenko.
Dermy sitting on the... See, he's always going to take that opportunity, isn't he? And, of course, got Francis Burke here on the other side of me here. But we've actually been doing some trawling through
the archives.
Some archival trawlage. Yeah. And we've found some evidence to the contrary that would suggest that these aren't the legends they claim to be.
Now, the first one involves Dermot, the kid, the Dermatron.
The dermatologist.
The dermatitis. And let's have a look at this moment here. It's a moment of man love where he just gives him a little peck on the cheek.
He's just kissed Billy Duckworth. And look at this. You ready for this? You ready for this?
Yeah.
He's going to kiss an umpire.
Give us a kiss, ump.
Kiss an umpire.
Come on, you know you want it, ump.
Look at that. Look at that. And this word,
Here's the moment
bother.
of rejection.
Was that word bother there, Dermy? Is that what you... That's pretty much what you said, wasn't it?
Now, the other moment we found, it involves Malcolm Blight. Now, Malcolm Blightatron, he's a great moment. Check this out.
Look at this. Travis Cloak loves this moment. He's actually used this in his career. Bang!
Through the big and the little post right there.
Through she goes, and watch this, watch this.
What are you doing, Blight?
Like I said, just a goal. What? What? They didn't actually point out that you need to go through the big sticks.
Now, there was a time when banners were banners and footy players were footy players.
Yes.
Now, Francis Burke, he's been involved in...
200th game. Look at the size of that crap banner.
Through the banner with the rest of the team.
You don't see enough AFL, VFL players just headbutting banners these days,
Well,
do you?
that was for a 200-game banner there, Steve, and
Yes.
I think the rule of thumb in those days was 1 packet of crepe paper per 100 games.
That's the way it goes. Now, James Hurd, another legend, he's here tonight. Now, he's dispensed with the medicine ball.
Yeah.
He
does
uses
5
his
reps of
kids.
Thomas. 5 reps of Thomas before every match. There we go.
And a bit of Alexander. And watch how happy he is here. Watch this. Watch this. Bugger off. What a father. Father of the year, I would actually say.
I think there, James Hurd, he's actually produced the entire forward line for Essendon Football Club for 2020.
He plays his cards right. He and Tanya might work on the back line tonight.
Oh, he did. He just did.
I did just say that, didn't I?
Now, the last moment we're going to deal with is this guy right here. His name's Alex Jesselenko.
You beauty.
Look at that. That was a tickle. It was a tickle.
He didn't even hit him there.
Get up, Jezza.
Come on, Jezza. Don't be
wimp.
soft.
And look at this.
Now, I might point out, Borat actually used to play for the Carlton Football Club in Sydney's and
Did
80s.
he?
Yeah.
Where is he?
Here's Borat here.
There he is. There's Nas. Sexy pants in the dressing room. Now, just look. I tell you what. I would like to say one thing. Now, just all jokes aside,
Yeah,
you know,
no, this is the night of night. This is the highest honour bestowed upon anyone in the AFL.
I would like to ask one thing. Look, we've got Francis Burke here. Francis, all jokes aside, who would win a bare-knuckle fist fight out of you and Jezza?
Street fight.
A bare-knuckle street fist fight out of you and Jezza?
I'm the same.
Oh, steady on!
Glassing,
steady
Jezza.
on. There's going to be a glassing. There's going to be a glassing in here tonight. Bruce, it's back to you before this turns into an Archer barbecue. Back to you, Brucey.
Good job. Well done, Dave and Steve. They've got plenty of material to work with next year. There's no doubt about that. We've got the Tigers and Blues going at one another. Now, we're going to introduce the mini leaderboard for the first time tonight, and it's going to be with us throughout the night. Chris Judd, who's so far polled in each of the 5 games, leading from Adam Simpson and Simon Black. The little crosses, as we said, there for the ineligible players. So this bloke might give the boys a bit to work with in the next year or two. I'm talking about Buddy Franklin. He made round 6 his own.
In round 6, the flamboyant forwards have a crack. Freo gets an eyeful of Brown, and though the Dockers try to rush it behind, the best they can hope for is to hang on. Luckily, no bums on these seats when Brendan Favola plays ringmaster under the big top. Fev works up the audience, and it's a circus at both ends. 6 goals apiece. Try as they might, the Tigers just can't pull their fingers out. And this 157-point drubbing is their worst ever. More heartbreak for the Demons. The resurgent Roos win their 3rd in a row. Leo is leaping again. And how's this snap by Des Headland? The revelation of the round, Buddy Franklin's magic dumbfounds the Bombers and commentators.
He's kicked 8! 9! He's kicked 9, I've lost count!
9 goals is Buddy's best. Round 7 is a sideshow of somersaults, tumbling and ringside excitement.
Dynac's down. Favola's in it.
A rush of blood in front of 77,000 fans cost these blokes 32 grand in fines.
Dynac's on the bottom of it.
And these seats won't be so stupid as to park themselves on the boundary again. Geelong inflicts the Eagles' first loss of the season as Jimmy Bartell snares 32 touches, while Cameron Ling holds Daniel Kerr kickless in the second half.
Davey can do something here. He can put him in front.
Aaron Davey lights up the dome, but more grief for the Demons.
Trust your judgment.
Sheets gets wired, but his men are unplugged. And a poignant climax to the round. This gesture between 2 of the bravest ever to wear their club's colours.
Been polling in each of them a remarkable start to the 2004 Brownlow medalists. Well, Neil Roberts reckons the legacy of winning a Brownlow is humility, because wherever you go, you'll always be known as a Brownlow medalist. The 1958 winner tells a lovely story of one summer when he was teaching at Oyen in northern Victoria, and he was organising kids into line for a swimming lesson. Here's Neil's story.
We're in a hurry. It's 3:30, and I asked this kid, name, he said, Neil Roberts. I said, don't mess me around, son. I'll ask you again, slowly. Name, he said, Neil Roberts. Well, in those days, corporal punishment was tolerable to a degree. And with my right hand, I improved his position in the queue by 5. And his mother came whistling across and said, what's going on, what's going on? I said, this kid's taking the mickey out of me. He said, that's not right. He's a good kid. He wouldn't do it to you. How? What's going on? I said, he insists he's Neil Roberts. And she looked at me with her hands on her hips in indignation and said, yes, he is. I named him after you.
Brownlow medals for the best player, like a best and fairest, except better. The Brownlow is the best fairest award.
You can take your mouth guard out.
Good kick. Yeah. Great kick. Going and going. You beauty.
Who's the Brownlow named after?
Justin Brownlow, Adam Brownlow, after me.
Gee whiz. It's a funny old game tonight, isn't it?
Who's going to win the Brownlow medal?
I think Chad's Corns is going to win. Gary Ablett. Brent Harvey.
Oh, clever. Gets through. Kicks the goal. is not lost.
Would you like to win a Brownlow one day?
Of course I would. What kind of question is that?
Plenty of spunk and spirit amongst our Oz kicks, the champions of the future. Don't you just love them? We're off to round number 8, and this is where one Brownlow medal contender loses his chance.
Very dangerous from Kerr. He will be in the book, and Daniel Kerr is in some trouble there.
Daniel Kerr, and the moment that cost him his Brownlow chance. Still, plenty of others are making their intentions known.
Not sure what Gehrig meant by that.
Fraser Gehrig, who is appearing more often on Brownlow night than he probably expected, is apparently giving Ross Lyons some sleepless nights. Footy's most human being, Richo, cops it in the eye. Mal Michael gets a few well-chosen words. James Hird is majestic. Adam Simpson celebrates his 250th. And comeback kid Steve Johnson kicks 8. And this dash by Acker encourages Bulldog fans. And perhaps inspires Simon Prestigiacomo to go for a dash reminiscent of Manasseh and Maguire. One bounce, two bounces. Might just touch this one on the ground.
Has polled in each of the 8 games so far. Now, in 1998, Robert Harvey polled in 7 consecutive matches. But we think since the AFL has been keeping records that no player has before polled in 8 successive matches that Chris Judd has done tonight. It's been a remarkable start. So the Judster is off to a fly. We're off to the Ox. David Swartz, has been great to have him in the box all year. Looking forward to next season already. Ox, and you're with a champ who's got a big job tonight.
I certainly am, Bruce. And Adam, you get to award the Brownlow Medal to the new Brownlow medalist. It must be a thrill not only for you, but for him.
No, it is. I was lucky enough to give it to Chris 2004, so it is a great honour and something I'm looking forward to at the end of the night.
Who do you think that person will be? Because his life will change forever.
Yeah, they do. I'm thinking Andy McLeod or Simon Black at the moment.
And what about the table? It's a different table to the last couple of years where you've been in preparation for grand finals. It looks a little bit more relaxed.
A little bit more relaxed, mate. It's the first time we've been to a Brownlow Medal in 3 years, so we're enjoying the beers, so keep them coming.
And you got Kirky beside you. How's Kirky holding up?
He's going well. Kirky's got Jimmy Bartell tonight, so every time Jimmy gets a vote, he's got to have a few beers, so come on, Jimmy.
Well, we're hoping for a couple of best on grounds for Jimmy. All the best, Adam. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Might go back to you, Ox, with Adam, I reckon, a little bit later in the night. Let's hope you can make it up here. He's having a good time. Good on you, Goodsy. Terrific to see you. Off to round number 9. It started with a Friday night thriller.
The Indigenous round, and this didgeridoo player scales the dizziest of heights to set the tone for dream time at the G. Unfortunately for the fractured-faced folk hero of Tigerland, it's a nightmare of a finish.
And the Bombers have taken the points in sensational fashion.
James Hird catches the Dreamtime boomerang.
The two Indigenous boys combined.
Indigenous favourites are front and centre. Michael O'Loughlin with 4 goals, Adam Goods 27 disposals. While this tussle causes a flurry of feathers in the Eagles' nest.
Campbell Brown there, we've got a complaint, his right eye.
And this, the mark of a champion.
Jonathan Brown was 5 metres away from the kicker.
The Demons lose a hair raiser, prompting this assessment from Neil Danaher.
Footy sucks.
Jimmy Bartell's got the 3. Gary Ablett starting to get amongst it. Let's have a look at the leaderboard after 9 rounds. So unfortunately for Chris Judd, we're not expecting too much from this point on, but what a start he's had. Simon Black could be the surprise packet. Turning the clock back, Jimmy Bartell with plenty of potential, along with Adam Simpson, who's been maybe a bit of a surprise so far, the Kangaroo captain. Scotty Thompson having a great run and a good finish. Andrew McLeod still in the mix. Dane Swan had a terrific season. And a perennial favourite in Scotty West amongst the votes for the Bulldogs. So Chris Judd and Simon Black up the top at the moment. We had a look at some of the great grabs. Well, we've seen some outrageous goals in 2007.
Robbo did very well, brilliantly done. He's going to Dustin. He's gone to Torp. He's got plenty of carry. It's going.
Massive, massive, massive roof. Oh, it's tackle. Hanson. Oh! Davey runs the tackle. Davey runs to 40. Davey kicks.
Into the pocket. Goes for the check side. Banana. That would be a miracle goal.
Big opportunity for Cloak. Cloak. It's brilliant. A miracle goal to Cloak.
Ablett's gone. Bones away. Goal. It's a goal. Gathers. It's a backhand.
Sam Fisher didn't realise he had a man coming at him. He's gone. It does just the right to Jackson. It's gone. Oh, man. Has he done it?
He has. Cox, the drum, not his forte. Oh, yes, it is.
Sold the dummy as well. Sold another. Danced around another. Daniel Pearce runs inside 50 from a tight angle. We have a candidate for goal of the year.
I was at night school. I was an apprentice plumber, and came home on the train, and turned into our street, and there was more cars than had ever been in Griffin Crescent, Port Melbourne, and all of a sudden people started saying congratulations.
I had a dishcloth in my hand. I was just washing the remainder of the dishes.
I was on duty at the fire station in Eastern Hill.
That particular night, I was sitting in bed, and Tommy Laff and a few friends were out in the lounge, and I was in the bedroom watching combat on the telly.
Well, times have changed a bit. Sitting in bed watching combat. Great to see you here, Skilts. One of 4 triple Brownlow medalists, Bobby Skilton. As I said, times have changed, but the sentiment remains. We're off to round number 10. The struggling Cubs were looking for a way to improve.
Round 10, and Carl gets desperate.
Team bonding session. So we're going to shoot each other. It's just going to be fun.
The trench warfare works after being shot down 6 weeks in a row. The Blues outgun the Bulldogs. At last, a song to warm Melbourne hearts. And the Tigers at least break even against the Lions.
It's points for Terry Wallace. Extraordinary.
It's the ultimate endorsement for Leon Davis.
That's special.
As an old magpie is welcomed back to the nest. And the Swans are howling. Adam McPhee takes a walk on the wild side as Essendon gets home by a point. Queen's birthday weekend, and Her Majesty might wonder if we are at Ascot. It's a battle royal in front of 70,000. And while Josh Fraser wins this tussle, Robbo rules with 7 goals. It's the Demons' day.
They've won 6 in a row, and Geelong climb to the top of the AFL ladder.
The Cats are dancing. Gary Ablett with 21 disposals, and just the odd slip-up to show their humour. And how's this for an up-country punt?
Newman is going long with a massive roof. Oh, it's Tim Ferry.
Acker's homecoming to the Gabba has its ups and downs. Croft takes out Spider.
The last play of an amazing night.
And the Bombers buy a point for the second week in a row. Here's a quiet moment you'll see again around the year 2020. By then, the kids will be fighting over who inherits the old man's number.
We have joint leaders Simon Black and Jimmy Bartell, and Brownlow medals have been won with 17 votes before. Simon, a pass winner. Jimmy has scored 13 votes in the last 5 games. He is on a roll at the moment. So as we check the leaderboard, at the halfway stage, Jimmy Bartell and Simon Black, our joint leaders on 17. Chris Judd, who remarkably polled in each of the first 8 rounds, is on 16. Gary Ablett, whose previous best was 5 votes before this year, is on 11. So the favourites, 1st and 4th, and then Adam Simpson has also got a personal best 11. Dane Swan going great guns, Scott Thompson, and Sam Mitchell, one of the favourites, on 10. Well, tonight we mourn the passing of Len Thompson, the Collingwood great and 1972 Brownlow medalist. Big Len wasn't just a champion ruckman. He was colourful, forthright and friend of many in the football world. he is sadly missed. Just a few days before his passing, Len spoke to Neil Kearney about his thoughts on the Brownlow Medal.
If it happens and you end up in inverted commas a Brownlow medalist, it is a sensational thing to have as part of your life, and part of it is the fact that you were good enough to win it, and the other thing is the longevity part of it.
How hard was it to sell your medal?
Took me 2.5 to 3 years of it running around my mind, whether I could, whether I couldn't, whether I will, whether I wouldn't. And it's funny enough, a Brownlow medalist is always a Brownlow medalist. Give or take whether you've got the actual medal doesn't define whether you're a Brownlow medalist.
Johnson's won it. He's won it. The highest award that the league can grant to a marvellous player.
How did you feel when you won the medal?
I actually had a ongoing dispute with my father. My dad's 5'7.5", if he was still here, that's what he'd be. And I went round, we always, you know, like, he's always critical. And I went around and said, I've got to talk to my dad. Mike Williamson hosted the event, and he said to the media, we'll be there in a sec, he just wants to ring his dad. So I went and phoned my father. My mother was in tears, and my dad said to me, you know, if you had listened to me, son, you would have won it 5 years ago, see? I went smash, and I smashed the phone down, and I thought, oh, geez, and smashed the phone as well, and I went round. It was at Chaucer's, the only time it was ever there. Went into the media and event, and Mike said, now the media are just going to ask you a few questions. And the first question that came up was, what about your parents? I said, get stuffed about my parents. I said, oh, man. And Mike said, we'll be back in a minute. And he grabbed me, took me out, so I found a little cot and gave me the biggest open hand slap across the face. These days, do you enjoy going to the Brownlow? Well, I wish there was less formality and more time that the Brownlow medalists could mingle. And it's, you know, I sort out. I'm a little bit of a groupie, I've got to say, and as much as you don't tend to linger on your own self as being a Brownlow medalist, I look out and I see Michael Voss, and I see Mark Rasciuto, and I see Ben Cousins and Chris Judd, and I think, oh, I've got to go and say hello to those blokes are champions, you know. And I love them, you know, like, so I go out, I felt like a kid introducing myself about 3 years ago to Michael Voss. I thought, I said, oh, Michael, I'm Len Thompson. He said, I know who you are.
How we going, boys, up the back? You like this?
Not all coaches share this same love for the media conference, especially those required not only to assemble their own sponsors' backdrops, but pull them down as well.
Okay. I just don't want it to happen ever again. I'm over it.
There were dummy spits and denials.
I think I'll just reiterate. We didn't flood. Clearly.
And despondent departures.
Footy sucks sometimes.
We even had interruptions from Arties.
Turn your mobile phones off. It's me. It's only Ben. Hello, only Ben.
But the last laugh was definitely on the journos.
Now ask that question again. You've got your first away game, like on the road, is in front of the camera there.
Quite a year for the coaches in season 2007. So we're down to round 12, getting to the second half of the Brownlow Medal count. And in freezing conditions, the Cats were running hot.
The AFL split round, where some split and this Saint keeps going round.
Just the 10th man to play 350 in league games. The Saints reward him with a seemingly impossible victory.
Jeff, I've never played a grand final. I played this game. It was fantastic.
Nathan Brown returns for the Tigers, although he almost doesn't make it onto the paddock.
Fairy tale stuff.
Brown's brilliance rallies the Punt Road tribe to their first win against the dispirited Demons. One or two distractions this round. A couple of boot scooters turn heads. Warren Treadray, Port's first 200-gamer in the AFL. Dale Thomas shines for the Pies. And Irish teenager Martin Clark, impressive first up. As Skilled Stadium looks like Siberia, one Gary Ablett is white hot. A husky comes in from the cold, and so does a reclusive dad. Such is Glenn Archer's following. His guard of honour breaks all records. And naturally, Arch doesn't disappoint. It's a game the Roos are never going to lose.
Petrie's done it again!
Drew victory with 6 goals in the first quarter, and Brent Harvey continue their scintillating form. Some terrific grabs this round. Matthew Pavlich, Des Hedlund, and how about these goals? Brad Johnson, Nick Revolt, Daniel Motloff.
I mentioned the big bag of tricks.
And this individual brilliance from Jeff Farmer.
He's still going to win. He might have come off. What a return.
With typical good grace, Neil Dannenberg calls it quits.
I've been here 10 years, and I think it's the right time for me to move on.
His farewell game ends with the cruelest of defeats.
A man they respect, a man they admire.
Making a bit of a move. Ricky, I reckon you've been looking forward to this interview all night. Over to you, mate.
Yes, I'm with the superstar coupling Chris and Rebecca. Mate, just another quiet night in the life of Chris Judd and a quiet week.
Has been. We haven't seen many cameras for a week or so it's good to see him out tonight. But no, it's a good night. Good to catch up with the boys and have a couple of drinks.
And you're off to a fly, but the boys are starting to reel you in.
Yeah, I think I've put the cue in the rack. It was good for the first half of the year, but I think that's me done.
And Rebecca, there's a whisper you're coming to Melbourne. What are you looking forward about it?
There's just so much more to do in Melbourne, I guess. So, I mean, I love Perth, but yeah, it's just a good place to be young in Melbourne, so looking forward to that.
And the shopping, you'll give Chris's credit card a good run?
Oh, maybe.
And who's your tip, mate, for the Brownlow?
Oh, I thought probably Gary Ablett before the night. I thought John Brown was my value bet, but he hasn't got a lot already, so maybe Ablett.
You got a couple of meetings lined up this week, or you got to try and do them tonight after a few beers?
Yeah, I don't think a lot will be achieved after the night, but look, yeah, met with a couple of clubs and all presented well. So yeah, obviously getting an operation the next couple of days and looking forward to the future.
Rebecca, what colour do you think you'll look best in?
Told you not to ask that question.
Give us an exclusive. Give us an exclusive. Now, we're looking forward to the next few weeks. Anyway, Trade Week's going to be a beauty, so good luck with it all.
No worries. Good as gold.
Ricky, you're a very cheeky boy, very diplomatic, Rebecca and Chris there. As we go to round number 14, and the Bombers are in the news again.
Heritage round and Essendon's next batch of baby Bombers. Last one over's a rotten egg. Father's 250th unfortunately falls apart here.
James Hurd's in a bit of strife.
Saved by a wonderful celebration for Adam Ramanauskas.
He's got this one.
While lethal goes off as the Lions snap a 7-game losing streak. A painful blow for Darren Glass and a quick check to ensure everything's still in order. While communication goes haywire for the Hawks, their lowest score in 32 years. And the telemarketers are obviously getting to Alistair Clarkson. The Pies come from behind amidst touching scenes at the G. And this, the goal of the year. Almost.
It was out of bounds.
Mike O'Loughlin breaks the Swans games record, offering punters a rare chance for a specky. It's mine. I've got it. Leave it. Oh, bugger.
Fascinating leaderboard, a surprise leader. I don't think Simon Black will mind me saying that at the moment. He is giving a great sight and with some potential to come, Simon. The winner in 2002 on 19, Jimmy Bartell, 17, Chris Judd, and Dane Swan, who I guess is the surprise packet tonight along with Simon Black. Dane having a great run on 16. Look at Gary Ablett, big chances in the next 3 rounds on 14. Sam Mitchell right there as well. And then Brad Johnson. And maybe Andrew McLeod has to wait until late. So a terrific leaderboard at the moment with Simon Black, our leader in the Brownlow. And just shortly, we'll be paying tribute to some of the game's greats.
That was.
Give it to us, Den.
Centimetre perfect. What about young Matthew Campbell? Very good in a confined space. A Ray Fiennes quality. He was like an armless hitchhiker. He was very inventive. They talk about inside players. Well, if Paul Hazelby was any more inside, he'd be a pancreas. Lockyer's got it. Well, Lockyer found himself girt by Shores to Carr. Just the one-car family that offers tonight. And he's missed. More easy misses than you'd find in Desperate Housewives right here. The league's happiest player. Good thing he doesn't come to the footy on a motorbike. He'd have insects all over his teeth.
Quando il giorno no passa mai la notte dentro a te. Se pensi che oramai vita più non non c'è se puoi, ognuno piange sa, e a volte soffrirà, lo sai. Quando pace più non c'è, puoi cantare insieme a me, quando il giorno notte ormai, oh no, e tu non ce la farai. Se la vita che tu fai è solo guai, ma perché?
Some wonderful images from the slow-mo extreme. I'm with Nathan Buckley. Nathan, this is a lively table tonight.
Yes, it is, mate.
Now, I can't find Dane Swan, who's on 16 votes at the moment. Where is he?
We had Mad Monday today, so he's probably inebriated somewhere, but I'm sure he's watching and ready to catch a cab if he needs to.
Well, keep texting him, mate. We might need him. You were involved in one of the most famous Brownlow medals ever in 2003. Is it a bit more relaxing coming here tonight for you?
Yes, I wasn't going to worry the officiators that much with 3 games at the end of the year, but obviously it was a fantastic year for us, but unfortunately couldn't get over the line last week.
Have you experienced 2 Friday nights like the last couple in a row?
No, it was exciting times. We've got a young group, and hopefully we learn from that and can be better in the coming years.
Now, you know what's coming. Did the last Friday night's result have any impact on what you're going to do in the future?
No, it's got to be something I'm going to sit down with the club. I suppose if we'd have gone on and played in a flag, it would have been interesting. It would have probably had a little bit of a different perspective on it, but no, we'll deal with that and in due course.
Could I ask Tanya?
Do I think you should play on? Half of me says yes, half of me says no.
She's answered just beautifully, has she? Are you going to have a beer with Juddy tonight?
He'd be the only bloke I haven't had a beer with tonight, so yeah, it might be a chance.
And I've just got to finish, Nathan, by saying that Eddie has handed me a contract for Jimmy Clement. Jimmy, he just wants you to sign on the bottom there, mate. And the deal's pretty good, I reckon. Was it a surprise?
It was a surprise, but as big as football is in our lives, I suppose it's not the only thing, and Jimmy lives that to a T.
Good on you, Nathan. Terrific. Well, some of your contemporaries and rivals aren't playing on next year, but they've been absolutely legends of the game, and we're about to pay them a tribute. And to do that is a bloke who's a legend in his own right, I reckon. He makes us smile every time he calls. The master of the Friday night games, Dennis Cometti.
Ladies and gentlemen, what about that start before the break, eh? That was interesting. That'll be my legacy, I fear. The man who introduced karaoke to the Brownlow Medal. Terrific. Generally, when the boss says, I want you to handle the retirements, it's cause for concern. But tonight, it's cause for celebration. Tonight, we celebrate a quartet of retiring champions. James Hird, after 16 seasons at Essendon. Mark Prosciutto, after 15 seasons with the Adelaide Crows. Glenn Archer, after 16 years with North Melbourne and the Kangaroos. And Anthony Koutafidis, a veteran of 16 seasons with Carlton. And rightly so, a quartet of champions. Now just imagine round one next season, from this quartet alone, the AFL will have lost nearly 1,200 games of experience, 2 Brownlow medalists, 2 Norm Smith medalists, 6 premiership medallions, and at least 9 best and fairest at their respective clubs. Cause for celebration, Hurd, Rasciuto, Archer and Koutafidis. Anthony Koutafidis looked like Tarzan and so often played like Tarzan. In many ways, he was the prototype for a new breed of footballers.
A massive kick towards the outer side. Spectacular mark by Koutafidis. And here he comes on. Look at this. Koutafidis. Kouta's the man. He is the man.
Kouta, I think when you think of Kouta, the word that springs to mind is freak.
It was just amazing to watch him pick the ball up and mark it and kick it, and everything he did was exciting.
Koutafidis. Chance for a snap and goal. Oh, what a kick!
When he was on fire, he was just unstoppable. There's nothing you could do to stop him.
Kouta for me was just, he changed the game.
Number 11, Glenn Archer.
Glenn Archer. With a black belt in courage, he forged a reputation as hard but fair. He was aggressive. He was skillful.
Carey down to the front. Archer. What's he done?
And he wore his love of the Kangaroos like a Medal of Honour.
Glenn Archer, great competitor. He hates being beaten.
I've still got a real grudge against Arch. He's the only bloke to break my nose, and I'm still dirty on him for that.
My mother used to always warn me before we played the Kangaroos, watch out for Glenn Archer.
Like the Rock of Gibraltar in defence for North Melbourne. Number 32, Mark Rasciuto.
Mark Rasciuto, no nonsense, inspirational and relentless.
Oh, Rasciuto, a brilliant effort.
He was the rarest of all football combinations, equal portions tough and touch.
Rasciuto pulls it back. Goal!
There's no doubt in my mind the Crows skipper is one of the game's most timeless champions, at home in any era.
Mark Rasciuto, as a leader, you could tell he had the respect of his players. His teammates loved him and wanted to play for him.
Towards the wing, it's a high one. Watch out!
I just admired him so much because he could play anywhere on the ground. You know, he'd be able to pick up 30-odd possessions in the midfield. And if he wasn't getting the touch in the midfield, he could go forward and kick 5 goals.
Rasciuto, oh, well done. He had a beautiful feel for the Nick. The captain of Essendon, James Hurd.
James Hurd played like a prince. With the ball in his hands, almost anything was possible. He was silky. He was routinely brilliant. And like all champions, his courage was too often taken for granted.
Whenever there was big crowds, you know James Hurd was going to play good footy. He'd read the ball off the hands of the ruckman, even the opposition ruckman, and you just think, and you stand there and think to yourself, how the hell did he get it?
When I saw jumpers with James, it was obviously a special moment, and it was such a humbling experience as well, you know, for someone of his stature to ask to swap jumpers. It's going to sit proud in the pool room, that jumper. It's something that I'll hold close to my heart for the rest of my days.
Anthony Koutafidis, Glenn Archer, Mark Rasciuto and James Hurd. It's hard to imagine football without them.
It's all I've ever known. To leave now, it is tough. I mean, I felt like that's my home for the last 20 years.
I'm very sad, actually. I'm not quite sure what to expect, but I know it is definitely a sad time in my life for sure.
I've been playing football every winter since I was 4 years old. That's 30 years. So it's going to be a bit of a shock to the system.
It's been an amazing ride. The club has been amazing. The support has been amazing. I'm spent, you know. I'm tired. I'm gone, and I'm happy with what I've achieved.
Sometimes you think you might be forgotten forever. Hopefully not.
I know it's time. You know, I can't play forever, and you know, I wish we could. My time's up, and it's time to do something different.
You raise me up to more than
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a decade of memories right there, surrounded by these 4 champions. I'll start with James Hurd. James, You started in 1992. Obviously, a lot of things have changed. What's changed most?
Oh, there's a lot of things. I think the haircuts is probably the most. You look around the room and it's not only the girls that spend 2 weeks getting ready, but I look at Adam McPhee and Matthew Lloyd, you know, they've spent all week getting ready for tonight. And but the game's changed. The game has changed for the better, and it's great.
We heard from your three companions talking about you. Briefly, how would you describe them?
Well, they're all champions. I mean, Glenn Archer is the toughest opponent I've ever played against. I was scared when I played against him. And
scared?
Oh, there's no doubt I was scared. Look at him. I was scared, and he was ruthless, and he whacked me then. He whacked me every game, and that was great. Roo, well, he led the Adelaide Crows like no one else has. And the big fella over there, he was the god. He had the body that we all wanted, so he was sensational. But they're three fantastic players. It's a privilege to be up here, and I think for someone like myself, I can finally be happy. You know, I can finally say that the end of my career's come, and finally be happy with who I am because I've achieved what I want to achieve.
And that reference to Kuta, figuratively speaking. Mark.
All right, Dennis.
Good. If we had this conversation, say, in 12 months' time, we'll make you the spokesman for this quartet. What do you think as a group we'd look back on and say you missed the most?
I'll probably hang around all the boys at the footy club. I think you know, you spend so much time with them these days with all the meetings and training sessions that we do. So that'd probably be one of the big things. And probably the other thing would be just the adrenaline rush you get out in the ground in the big games when you kick the goals and you know, feel the crowd and all the excitement.
Ladies and gentlemen, the retiring class of 2007.
The old man, Jimmy Bartell, delivers. Jimmy. So he's happy with that, Jimmy. Bartell, Jimmy.
He's got a wonderful football brain. Bartell, wonderful goal. He's my Brownlow man.
He's a star, isn't he?
Bartell, open square. Oh, that's a good mark.
Bartell.
Jimmy.
Had a great season, hasn't he, Jimmy Bartell, with the grand final in front of him on Saturday against the Power. As we take a look at the leaderboard after the first 14 rounds in the 2007 Brownlow Medal, Simon Black, a past Brownlow medalist, leading Jimmy Bartell by a couple. Chris Judd and Dane Swan, who's not even in the room, as Nathan Buckley told us, is on that very first page. So they're the top four. It's Black, Bartell, Judd and Swan. And then Gary Ablett and Sam Mitchell, both very much in the mix. Brad Johnson polling well, and Andrew McLeod still not completely out of it on 12. We're off to round number 15, and this might be another huge round for some of the favourites.
Round 15 and the Harveys have a ball. 33 disposals for Robert, 27 for Boomer.
What a win for the Kangaroos!
4 points the difference between a Lazarus for Laidley and the end of the line for Chris Conley. So, Chris, when did you see things going wrong?
It became apparent about midway through the third quarter in round one.
Lucky he isn't on the Geelong Road. Cats fans refuse to be stranded by a train strike as 85,000 packed the G to see Gazza give the Pies the runaround. Paul Chapman gets high, and so do Johnson and Johnson. And some have every reason to be afraid.
Look at the smoke coming out of Rugby's ears.
The Bulldogs beat the Bombers by 33 points. The rocket must have worked. Round 16, and a lolly lifter is caught red-handed. Paul Roos immediately demands a head count of snakes. Ben Cousins in his comeback gathers 38 possessions, and the reviews are suitably theatrical.
He's up there with JR's comeback in Dallas.
Glenn Archer recites a Shakespearean sonnet, while this bit of stand-up finishes with Fraser taking it on the chin. Newton defies gravity, Richo and Pavlich also up with the gods. And new coach Mark Harvey gets to mouth footy's most maligned melody. Joel Corey and Jimmy Bartell play blinders for the Cats. And the Jonathan Brown juggernaut rolls on.
He's got 10.
After the Lions' 117-point win over Carlton, Dennis Pagan decides to hit the road.
But what about Brent Harvey's performance in the last 4 rounds? Brent Harvey has had 4 consecutive best on grounds. Now, that hasn't happened for 8 years since Shane Crawford did it in 1999. So Brent Harvey really making a move here. So let's check that leaderboard. And Simon Black, after 16 rounds, leading from Jimmy Bartell by 2 votes. High scoring, 22-20. Gary Ablett and Sam Mitchell are both still very much in the mix on 17 apiece. Brent Harvey charging at them on 16. Chris Judd, of course, with that remarkable start. Dane Swan and Brad Johnson. Well, a chance now maybe to talk to Simon Black. Simon, I actually ran into you today, and I think you're a bit surprised maybe that you're leading the vote after 16 rounds. How's it going down there, mate?
Yeah, good, Bruce. Having a really good night, thanks. With all the guys here and so forth, having a great time, and yeah, absolutely surprised to have as many votes up there tonight as I have, but I can tell you, I think I'll run out of petrol very quickly, mate.
I don't know about that. You played very well against Collingwood and the Kangaroos in rounds 17 and 18. Can you remember those games? We've got you down for votes.
Yeah, Collingwood, we had a great win at the MCG and went okay, but the other games for the rest of the year, I don't remember picking up too many kicks. So, mate, Gary Ablett or Jimmy Bartell are still my tips for the night.
And Blackie, the first year really without a Fab Four. I mean, Vossi, no Acker at the Bulldogs. I know that Nigel was injured for just about all of last year, but a bit of a different midfield, but you're going great guns.
No, it has, Bruce. It's been an interesting year. I mean, we've had a couple of guys, and Jed Adcock and Michael Riccitelli join the midfield, and to be a good side, you obviously need guys to develop year in, year out. And we've had a few guys across the board step up, but we need to keep improving if we want to fight our way up there in the finals next year and so forth. So, yeah, some good talent in the group, but it doesn't mean a hell of a lot unless we work hard and keep improving.
Well, Simon, good luck for the rest of the count. Mate, by the way, tonight, you've earned more than 100 Brownlow votes in your career, so you've gone past that milestone. We wish you well. But we've got to mention Robert Harvey tonight. Robert Harvey is now polled in 100 matches. In 100 different matches, he's had a Brownlow vote. Harves, we don't think it's ever been done before. It is a great performance. So much happening here at Crown and so much to look forward to over the concluding rounds.
Eyes here. Concentrate.
Mic'd up and in the spotlight with nowhere to hide.
He is absolutely spinning chips.
Who'd want to be a coach these days? Clearly Ben doesn't.
All a bit boring for Ben. Sorry, Ben.
Sorry too for all the mistreated phones out there.
Mr. Clarkson not happy with the technical equipment on offer tonight at AB Stadium.
Sorry, didn't quite cut it with Rocket.
Look at the smoke coming out of the ET.
And does Barry Hall owe his coach an apology?
Barry Hall sneaking in and helping himself to the coach's lollies. That is disgraceful.
Neil Danaher was the first coach to go.
Isn't it great that Neil's had this opportunity to say goodbye like this?
Dennis Pagan and Chris Connolly too made dignified departures.
And I'll go slow if you want.
And after 27 years, the Sheedy era at Essendon finally came to a close.
One final goodbye to the legendary coach.
And welcome back. I'm here with Kevin Sheedy and his daughter Chelsea Sheedy. Chelsea, you're chaperoning your dad here tonight.
Yeah.
Now, what's it like having a father who's a superstar, a coach? You'd never see him, would you?
No, not lately. He's been very busy.
Even though he's given up the coaching job, he hasn't been home?
No. I think he's been home less than he has during the year.
Is he weirder? Is he weird at home like we see him on the TV?
No, he's not weird. He's a lot of fun at home, though.
Good dad?
Yeah, very good.
Well, Kevin, what an interesting year it's been for you.
Well, it has. It's obviously, you know, after coaching the club for 27 years, you look back and you think that, you know, it's you've been very, very proud to be allowed to coach a club for 27 years and 635 games. Not many people ever allowed to do that.
No, that's right. What are you doing with yourself? Because are you out there looking for a job, or have the AFL got you in a nice little position? What do you've got planned?
I think it's just important for me to step back and have a little bit of a look for a while and see, when you've been locked up in 27 years in one environment, it's always been about Essendon and obviously the Tigers before then. So for 40 years, you really haven't had much of a look at an overall view. So when you look at that way, from an overseer point of view, I think it's the most important thing for me to do that.
And you'll stay in football?
I'll stay in football because I love it. It's my passion, and that's no different than being an artist or a musician. If you have a passion, why not work in it for the whole of your life?
Thank you, Kevin Sheedy.
Thank you.
Good on you, Sheeds. Thanks for that, Ox. Kevin Sheedy with his darling daughter, Chelsea. As we look at the leaderboard after 16 rounds, and Simon Black and Jimmy Bartell up the top. Simon by 2 over Jimmy. Gary Ablett and Sam Mitchell are lurking right behind them. And then Brent Harvey with those 4 consecutive best on grounds. Juddy Swan and Johnson make up the top 8. We're off to round number 17. We're going to start with the Bulldogs. It was another round 2 where a champ bowed out.
Round 17, and Seven's cameras give an insight into the Bulldogs' inner sanctum. But the best laid plans go astray as Judd, Cousins and Kerr come out to play.
He's floating on air, Ben Cousins.
The Eagles by 87 points. This athletic supporter can't contain his enthusiasm. And a sight to behold in red, white and black. Nick Revolt grabs everything in the Saints' 10-point win. This turnaround by Brendan Favola, something to say for new coach Brett Ratton. Sadly, this would be Cooper's last appearance for the Blues. And all the guns are firing. 31 grabs for Ablett, 30 for Harvey, and Chad Corns
is simply superb.
And as Sheedy's Bombers stone the Crows, this diehard just can't let go. Providing an extraordinary end to an extraordinary game. It's a draw.
Bizarre game, bizarre finish.
Not as bizarre as this.
Does he kick a goal? He does.
All this.
Wait, what's he done? That is unbelievable.
The big line culls the Roos with 6 goals and 14 marks. Sam Mitchell leads the Hawks in a landslide. Gary Ablett, 28 possessions, although Stephen King really catches the upside.
Oh, Cousins and Carr. Well, Carr's plural. Both of them getting involved. And now we've got a full-on Derby melee.
Derby 26, pretty much like all the others. Josh Carr booed for each of his 3 goals, 27 disposals and 5 altercations.
The winner of the Ross Glendinning Medal, Josh Carr.
Grinning up there, why not? Jimmy Bartell is our new leader in the Brownlow Medal. Now, we know what happens a little bit later, but we'll worry about that in a couple of rounds. Simon Black still very, well, maybe he much in the mix. Sam Mitchell with a chance. Now, Gary Ablett has polled in 10 of the last 13 rounds, and he's sitting on 19 votes. What about Brent Harvey? 5 consecutive best on grounds. That hasn't been done since 1985, Justin Madden. Halves, what an effort. Then Daniel Kerr, who's ineligible on 17, Chris Judd 16, and Dane Swan on 16. So it's Jimmy Bartell from the Cats, 1 vote in front of a bloke who's been here and done it in Simon Black from the Lions. The Cats and the Lions, 1 and 2, 4 to go. Simon Black, who's led the Brownlow Medal for such a long time, and now be challenged by this young gun, Jimmy Bartell from Geelong. So with 4 rounds remaining in the 2007 Brownlow Medal, Jimmy Bartell by 1 vote over Simon Black. Sam Mitchell just 3 behind, and Gary Ablett so consistent. He's 4 behind Jimmy Bartell, and then Brent Harvey on 19, and then down to Daniel Kerr on 17. So we're off to round 19, and this is where Dennis Cometti declares that Jimmy Bartels is Brownlow man.
Round 19, women's round, and a ripper between the Hawks and the Lions.
Lance Franklin, you are a superstar.
5 for Franklin and 6 for Brown, although he wouldn't have liked this. Sam Mitchell in the thick of it again, and Jimmy Bartel at the top of his game.
He's my Brownlow man.
Pavlich purrs.
Pav's got half a dozen.
Richo rocks.
That's why they love him.
And Big Barry plays British Bulldog. Even he can't get away with that.
Round 19, Fremantle versus Essendon. Fremantle, M. Pavlich, 1 vote. Fremantle, D. Gilmore, 2 votes. Fremantle, P. Bell, 3 votes. Melbourne versus Western Bulldogs. Melbourne, B. Green, 1 vote. Melbourne, B. Holland, 2 votes. Melbourne, N. Jones, 3 votes. Port Adelaide versus Carlton. Port Adelaide, M. Pettigrew, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, B. Lade, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, M. Wilson, 3 votes. Richmond versus Collingwood. Richmond, M. Richardson, 1 vote. Richmond, B. Delidio, 2 votes. Richmond, N. Foley, 3 votes. Sydney versus St Kilda. Sydney, J. McVeigh, 1 vote. St Kilda, L. Hayes, 2 votes. Sydney, A. Goods, 3 votes. Kangaroos versus West Coast Eagles. Kangaroos, D. Harris, 1 vote. West Coast, M. Rosa, 2 votes. West Coast, D. Kerr, 3 votes. Hawthorn versus Brisbane. Brisbane, Al Power, 1 vote. Hawthorn, C. Bateman, 2 votes. Hawthorn, Al Hodge, 3 votes. Geelong versus Adelaide. Geelong, J. Selwood, 1 vote. Geelong, J. Corey, 2 votes. Geelong, J. Bartel, 3 votes.
So after 19 rounds of the 2007 Brownlow, Jimmy Bartel has had a real rush with best on ground in 3 of the last 4 games. Is 4 in front of Simon Black, with Sam Mitchell very much on that first page, Daniel Kerr, who is ineligible, Jimmy's mate Gary Ablett on 19, and then Brent Harvey 19, Chris Judd and Dane Swan. Jimmy, it's almost too much to bear, mate, the excitement around this table right now. You're sitting next to Gary.
Yeah, I think Gary comes home pretty strong, and so does Brent Harvey. Obviously missed the last 2 with my appendix out. So.
You do miss the last 2, but in the next round you got 36 disposals against the Kangaroos in round 20.
Yeah, I don't know what to say at the moment. Yeah, sorry.
Well, one thing I can say is that Gary Ablett and Jimmy Bartel tonight have got the most votes that 2 players have ever received in the 3-2-1 Brownlow system from any one club ever. Previously it was Robert Harvey and Nathan Burke, but we've never had 2 players poll as many votes as we've had right now. Gary, how are you enjoying the night?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm really happy for Jimmy. It's good to see. Yeah, I think he's definitely got it in the bag.
Good luck, Jimmy. You've got a few more minutes. We don't know what's going to happen. We do know that you did miss the last 2 rounds, obviously. So we'll be back with round 20 in that Kangaroos match pretty shortly. Stay with us. Jimmy Bartel leading the 2007 Brownlow Medal count. ...19 rounds down in the Brownlow Medal. There's our leader, Jimmy Bartel, who's sitting on a knife edge, isn't he? He didn't play the last 2 rounds, but he leads that man, Simon Black, who won it in 2002. Blackie, who's been the leader for so long tonight. So it's Bartel by 4 over Black and by 6 over Mitchell with 3 remaining. And Daniel Kerr, who is ineligible, 20 votes yet again as he did last year. And then Gary Ablett and Brent Harvey. As we go off now to round number 20, and this was a round of milestones.
Round 20, and Sean Higgins is hot, and so is Andrew McLeod.
He just glides.
As another old favourite hangs up the boots. Mark Prosciutto, that is.
I reckon I might have Link Shag, all right?
Adam Simpson mic'd up for a half. And Nick Revolt using George Bush-style diplomacy. David Neitz becomes the first demon to play 300. Mitchell, Corey and the Corns brothers are in sparkling form. Matthew Lloyd kicks back.
There's been none better than that.
And how's this from Alan Didak?
That is just unbelievable.
Two amazing finishes in round 20.
It's very long to the goal line. And the mark to even. He can either win the game or level the scores. 7 seconds left for the victory. It's there. Jonathan Brown has kicked 68 goals this season. None more important. Oh, my! He's got the job done. 69, and we are level.
Round 20. Essendon versus Carlton. Carlton, Jay Waite, 1 vote. Essendon, Jay Nash, 2 votes. Carlton, H. Scotland, 3 votes. St Kilda versus Fremantle. St Kilda, N. Del Santo, 1 vote. St Kilda, L. Hayes, 2 votes. St Kilda, F. Gehrig, 3 votes. Adelaide versus Western Bulldogs. Adelaide, S. Welsh, 1 vote. Adelaide, S. Goodwin, 2 votes. Adelaide, S. Thompson, 3 votes. Hawthorn versus Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, D. Pearce, 1 vote. Hawthorn, C. Young, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, K. Corns, 3 votes. West Coast versus Richmond. West Coast, A. Hunter, 1 vote. West Coast, D. Kerr, 2 votes. West Coast, Q. Lynch, 3 votes. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Melbourne, N. Brown, 1 vote. Collingwood, D. Swan, 2 votes. Melbourne, J. McDonald, 3 votes. Brisbane versus Sydney. Brisbane, M. Leuenberger, 1 vote. Sydney, A. Goods, 2 votes. Brisbane, J. Brown, 3 votes. Kangaroos versus Geelong. Geelong, G. Ablett, 1 vote. Geelong, J. Corey, 2 votes. Geelong, J. Bartel, 3 votes.
Jimmy, you've won, Jimmy. I think you've Jimmy, congratulations. Can you hear me, Jimmy?
Yeah, mate, sorry.
Jimmy, I won't hold you for long, but we'll get you up here in a moment. But from all of us, congratulations. Well done. And, mate, you can sit out the last 2 rounds now, as you did in the home and away season. A mighty job, Jimmy.
Thank you.
We'll be with you very soon. Do you know, it's the first time that anyone has missed 2 matches and won a Brownlow medal since Greg Williams in 1994. It's a remarkable feat. Let's go on to round 21.
A sight to gladden any football fan's heart. After a season on the sidelines, the great Nathan Buckley returns. Another beautiful moment as that man Archer equals the Roos Games record.
Hodge, he's got 6.
Luke Hodge and Sam Mitchell in everything. The Corns brothers brilliant. The Eagles shut the door on the Saints. Gary Ablett kicks this cracking goal in a thriller.
Cassisi to win it. Cassisi does win it.
Round 21. Geelong versus Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, C. Corns, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, S. Burgoyne, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, T. Chaplin, 3 votes. Essendon versus Richmond. Richmond, K. Johnson, 1 vote. Richmond, K. Pettifer, 2 votes. Richmond M. Richardson, 3 votes. St Kilda versus West Coast. West Coast B. Cousins, 1 vote. St Kilda N. Revolt, 2 votes. West Coast M. Prittis, 3 votes. Fremantle versus Melbourne. Fremantle P. Bell, 1 vote. Fremantle L. McFarlane, 2 votes. Fremantle M. Pavlich, 3 votes. Collingwood versus Sydney. Collingwood S. Pendlebury, 1 vote. Collingwood D. Swan, 2 votes. Sydney A. Goods, 3 votes. Adelaide versus Brisbane. Adelaide G. Johncock, 1 vote. Adelaide B. Rutten, 2 votes. Adelaide A. McLeod, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs versus Hawthorn. Hawthorn S. Mitchell, 1 vote. Hawthorn B. Sewell, 2 votes. Hawthorn L. Hodge, 3 votes. Carlton versus Kangaroos. Carlton A. Bentick, 1 vote. Kangaroos D. Petrie, 2 votes. Kangaroos B. Harvey, 3 votes.
After a fantastic season, the final round leaves them rolling in the aisles. It's giggle time as Corey Enright is caught short. Ablett 26 possessions. Harvey finishes with a boomer and Brown 7 sausage rolls.
Sensational goal.
The Eagles just, but only after Scott Lucas boots 7 in an amazing final quarter.
James Hird for a James Hird-like goal on cue.
In 34 possessions, he's 34 years of age.
It's the last hurrah for superstar and super coach.
Round 22, Melbourne versus Carlton. Melbourne N. Brown, 1 vote. Carlton H. Scotland, 2 votes. Melbourne T. Johnston, 3 votes. Collingwood versus Adelaide. Adelaide N. Bock, 1 vote. Collingwood H. Shaw, 2 votes. Adelaide S. Thompson, 3 votes. Richmond versus St Kilda. St Kilda L. Montagna, 1 vote. Richmond K. Pettifer, 2 votes. Richmond C. Newman, 3 votes. West Coast versus Essendon. Essendon J. Hurd, 1 vote. West Coast R. Jones, 2 votes. Essendon S. Lucas, 3 votes. Port Adelaide versus Fremantle. Port Adelaide B. Lade, 1 vote. Port Adelaide P. Burgoyne, 2 votes. Port Adelaide S. Burgoyne, 3 votes. Sydney versus Hawthorn. Sydney B. Kirk, 1 vote. Sydney A. Goods, 2 votes. Sydney N. Malchevsky, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs versus Kangaroos. Kangaroos B. Rawlings, 1 vote. Kangaroos H. McIntosh, 1 vote. Kangaroos D. Wells, 3 votes. Brisbane versus Geelong. Geelong J. Selwood, 1 vote. Brisbane J. Brown, 2 votes. Geelong S. Johnson, 3 votes. I declare the winner of the 2007 Brownlow Medal to James Martell, the Geelong Football Club.
I now invite the chairman of the AFL Commission, Mike Fitzpatrick, and the 2006 winner, Adam Goods, to join Jimmy and myself on stage. Thank you to Mike and to Adam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Bartell of the Geelong Football Club. 23 years old. Yep, come on. Years old from Bell Park and the Geelong Falcons. He's played 170 games, debuted in 2002, and is an All-Australian this year as centreman of the side. He's aiming to become part of the club's first premiership win since 1963 this week. And he is the club's first winner since Paul Couch in 1989. I would now like to ask Adam Goods to present the 2007 Brownlow Medal to Jimmy Bartell. Ladies and gentlemen, please charge your glasses, be upstanding, to toast the winner of the 2007 Brownlow Medal, Jimmy Bartell.
Come over, Jimmy, and well done. From all of us. What a wonderful night. Bomber, I'll just take this away from him. I'm sure he wasn't going to have it anyway. Jimmy, I guess a lot's going through your mind at the moment. Did you bring a speech with you tonight? What would you like to say off the top?
Off the top, it's pretty hard. I'm trying not to shake up here, actually. Obviously, you'd love to thank all your teammates throughout the year. Without them, you're nothing, especially the coaching staff who have showed so much faith in me. You never forget where you come from, especially the people back at Bell Park, my home club, who have been wishing me well over the years. And always your family, they're always there for you from the very start.
You're very close to your mum, Diane, aren't you?
Yeah.
She's been a great supporter, hasn't she?
Yeah, definitely drives you around the countryside to all, every sport you want to play, and people forget how much your parents really put into the whole process.
And you're a real product of the town, basically, aren't you? You mentioned Bell Park, I think St Joseph's before that. I mean, you're a true blue Geelong boy from the very beginning.
Yeah, definitely. I used to go stand in the outer when it was all the outer on the outside and watch Malcolm Blight's sides kick, 20, 25 goals a game, and grew up, playing at Bell Park, but also went to school with Lingy, and he was one of my footy coaches at school, so it was a good experience.
Now, Jimmy, there's one thing I'm a little bit worried about, mate. It's your date tonight. I mean, the boys have come in with some glamorous girlfriends and wives and partners, but who did you bring along?
Well, my date's pretty glamorous, I reckon. It's Tim Callan, one of the boys who played in our VFL Premiership side this year. And don't say I'm too short, mate.
He's looking okay, isn't he? So that begs me to ask the next question. I'm pretty sure you do have a girlfriend, and where is she? And tell us about her.
Yeah, putting me on the spot here, mate. Seeing someone from overseas in Denmark, and she obviously went home a couple of months ago to carry on with her studies.
She's not coming out for the grand final?
I don't even think she knows what the grand final is, so it's a pretty good thing.
But you do. Can we just talk for a moment about last Friday night? It was just a surreal experience at the Melbourne Cricket Ground for all of us that were there. A magnificent match between Collingwood and Geelong. A fabulous crowd. It felt in a way like a grand final in its own right. I mean, what was it like being part of that?
I think every player who's played in a big crowd at the G, your feet really don't touch the ground for the first 5 minutes. It's just an unreal experience, especially now. It looks like a big coliseum, amazing surface, and playing such a close game and be lucky enough to come out on top is just a great experience.
Jimmy, you didn't play against Port Adelaide in round 21. In fact, I think you'd been in hospital, had the op, and actually came to the ground after about a day out of hospital. We thought you might have even come from the hospital. So it was a remarkable game in its own right. I mean, it looks as if we're going to have a beauty on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. Port got the better of us last time we played them. They're a very good side. Being second on the ladder, they've definitely deserved to be there, and they've got a lot of very good players we're going to have to watch out for.
Who do you reckon you'll get on Saturday? I mean, I think Kane Corns went to Joel Corey the last time you played. Who are you expecting to be tagged by? Who do you normally get when you play Port?
I've had a couple of good battles with Kane as well as many others, but they can just let me go if they like, and so I can be able to get a kick early. That'd be nice.
And what about Gary tonight? I mean, Gary came, I guess, with the expectation, even slightly higher than you, of being the favourite tonight. You've been sitting alongside of him all evening. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been interesting all night. We've been having a bit of a laugh throughout the night. I really hoped he did do well tonight, and he did very well, but I definitely saw him up here into myself.
Well, let me just say a couple of things. Jimmy and Gary tonight got more votes than any two players have ever had from the one club, but if we include Joel Corey, no club has ever had three players score over 60 votes in a Brownlow medal, and you guys got 61 between you tonight. So Joel Corey and Gary Ablett and Jimmy Bartell, between them, have done something quite remarkable. Jimmy, Geelong don't have a whole lot of Brownlow medalists, but the ones they have are pretty remarkable. The very first one with Kaji Greaves, way back in 1924. The Brownlow medal obviously is named after a Geelong administrator. Now, I know Paul Couch was the last winner, and they didn't win the grand final, but you have had a Brownlow medalist in 1951, Bernie Smith, and the Cats won the flag that year, so that might be the nice omen.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic to finish off the season. That's what I think every player aims for. It's also great Joel Corey getting some credit tonight with some votes. He's been a fantastic player for us for years, and yeah, just really happy for him all.
Look, just finally, what about the next few days? I mean, I'm sure Bomber will be keen to chat to you. I mean, we've had now 7, you'll be the 7th Brownlow medalist in the last 8 years to actually play in the grand final. It just makes for an enormous week, an incredible week. Is it calculating through your mind just what winning tonight might mean in preparing for Saturday?
No, not as yet. I'm still can't believe I'm actually here at the moment, so a bit shocked. I don't know.
Okay. Jimmy, not only modest, what a wonderful footballer. Tonight, not only have Gary and Jimmy and Joel broken all the records, but Jimmy Bartell scored the most votes ever by any Geelong player, one more than Alistair Lord in 1962. Jimmy, you're a credit to the game. I've got one more I just have to ask you. Dennis Cometti. Now, Dennis, you are his favourite player, and he declared you as his Brownlow medalist in round 19. Do you ever listen to us on Channel 7? Did you know what was going on there?
You tend to hear it back a bit when you go through your edits during the week, and yeah, it's great that Dennis holds you in high regard, considering how much football he watches and knows. So it's pretty embarrassing, but yeah, just wrapped.
He's a bit like that, Jimmy. He can be very embarrassing, Dennis. Well done, mate. Congratulations from all of us. I think one of the most popular winners of all time. Jimmy Bartell from Geelong, our 2007 Brownlow medalist. Jimmy, the Brownlow medal, and what a season Geelong is having. We thought it might be a cap when we got here tonight, and Jimmy taking home Charlie in 2007. Let's have a look at the leaderboard, the top 2 pages. So Jimmy Bartell on 29. From Simon Black, Brent Harvey, who had 5 consecutive best on grounds. Daniel Kerr has had 63 votes in the last 3 years. Sam Mitchell, Gary Ablett, who polled in 11 matches in that 15-run winning run of the Cats. Dane Swan, a surprise packet. Adam Goods, who polled 16 votes in the last 6 matches. And then Scott Thompson, the leading Crow. Jonathan Brown, who got going late. Nick Dal Santo getting up to 16. He's been 3rd place before Luke Hodge. Chris Judd, who had votes in the first 8 games, not done before. Sean Burgoyne. Andrew McLeod again getting good votes, along with Matthew Pavlich, who equals his best of 15 last year. Brett Kirk in the mix. Brad Johnson. Nick Revolt. And Kane Corns. Some great names left, right and centre. And for the first time ever, we've had 8 players score 20 votes or more. That has never happened before in a Brownlow medal. Let's go down to Ricky Olorenshaw with the coach of the Cats, Bomber Thompson.
Well, Bomber's been a great year for the club. This is a real bonus, and Jimmy Bartell's a real deserved winner.
Yeah, he is. He's had a great year, and he's been a great player and a very integral part of the team. And look, we came here thinking that I was hoping that Gary and Jimmy would share the medal, but unfortunately, Gary didn't go as well, but Jimmy was fantastic.
Do you think now it could be a distraction in grand final week?
No, I don't think so. I remember in '93, Rick, when Gavin won it and we went on to win.
Yeah, it was a pretty level-headed kid too, isn't he, Jimmy? And what makes him a great player, do you think?
Oh, look, he just works on his game. He's very... look, he's just a hard player and he just reads the game so well. He's just got that ball sense that, quality players have.
And you continue to take some credit for that. You have coached him very well over the last few years.
I rode him a bit early in his career, but I think most of the credit should go to, Ronnie Watt and Brendan McCartney, who spent a lot of time with Jimmy in his early years.
Yeah, well, thanks for your time, Bob, and good luck this week.
Thanks.
A couple of old premiership teammates together, Ricky Olorenshaw and Mark Thompson, coach of the Cats. Let's have a look at the leaderboard, team by team. We start with the Crows. Scott Thompson, Andrew McLeod, Simon Goodwin. So great season for Scotty Thompson in the top 10. The Crows getting 73. To Brisbane, well, Simon Black was the story of the first half, wasn't he, along with Chris Judd. Jonathan Brown came steaming home. So 2 in the top 10 there for the Brisbane Lions. To Carlton, Heath Scotland and Andrew Carazzo. Well, they fought out their best and fairest. Carazzo just getting it over Scotland, and they were reversed but 1 and 2 tonight. Collingwood, Dane Swan. What a performance by Dane. Not even in the room on 20 and in 6th position. He had 11 votes last year. That's the only other time he'd received any votes in the Brownlow Medal. To the Bombers, Scott Lucas, a best for him. First time he's been in double figures. Jimmy Hurd, aren't we going to miss James? He's given us so much. A Brownlow medalist in 1996. They were the top 2 for the Bombers. To the Dockers, Matty Pavlich, as I said, 15 votes, as he got last year. Peter Bell, who knows if he's going to go on? Let's hope so. On 9 votes, was the second of the Dockers. From Fremantle to Geelong, the big story, 106 votes. Now, I reckon that's the most the Cats have ever had. The most any team has ever received is 116 by Essendon in 2000. So Jimmy Bartell, Gary Ablett and Joel Corey. Never before we had 3 players get over 60 votes. Sam Mitchell, great performance by Sam and Luke Hodge. So Sam 5th and Luke 11th for the Hawks. Jordan Lewis and Brad Sewell both had terrific years. To the Kangaroos, and this was one of the stories, wasn't it? Brent Harvey with those 5 consecutive best on grounds. Adam Simpson was right up there early amongst the leaders, so 22 and 13 for the Kangaroos. To Melbourne, quiet year for the Demons. They've struggled, and James McDonald, who was an All-Australian last year, was their leading vote getter. To Port Adelaide, the other finalist on Saturday, Sean Burgoyne over the Corns boys. So the brothers, the Burgoynes and the Corns, very much there, and Brendan Lade. So 3 of their All-Australians. Sean Burgoyne on 16, Kane and Chad 13 and 12. Richmond, Matty Richardson, who won their best and fairest for the first time this year over Bezzalidio, Chris Newman and Graham Polak. From the Tigers to the Saints, Nick D'Alessandro and Nick Revolt, they're good vote getters, both of them, both again in the top 20. Robert Harvey getting votes in 100 matches through his career. Sydney, well, Adam Good, 16 votes in the last 6 matches. Brett Kirk also got very busy. They were both in the top 15. To West Coast, well, what a story here. Daniel Kerr, for the 2nd year in a row, gets at least 20 votes when he's ineligible. That's never happened before. Chris Judd got votes in the first 8 matches. Watch out for Matty Prittis, 9 votes. He's on to watch. And then for the Bulldogs, it was Brad Johnson, did very well early, 14 votes. Adam Cooney, Scotty West, who's been in the top 3 so often. So that's your team. And for Jimmy Bartell, I wonder if he's ringing Denmark right now. He talked briefly, didn't he, about his girlfriend who had to go home. He's a great guy, isn't he? Such a modest champion and so deserving. I'll be back with Dennis after this to wrap it up.
Bartell, he's got a wonderful football brain. He's a star, isn't he? Bartell, this young man's been impressive. Bartell, Jimmy!
He's happy with that, Jimmy.
That's a good mark. Bartell, Jimmy. Wonderful goal.
To your man, Jimmy Bartell.
He's my Brownlow man. Night football, a new era.
Okay, listen in, thanks. Oh, eyes here. Concentrate.
She tell Tommy to pick up Petty. Found
Out of the square like that, who knows what can happen.
I reckon I might have link shag, all right?
Joe, just kick it.
Man him up! Man him up! Pick a man! Get a man!
Yeah, right.
Ball!
We're going to overtime.
Lake up Lucas! Lucas! Goal! The Bombers have done it! Unbelievable!
Yes. No.
It's a draw!
Well, this will be the icing on a black and white cake. Collingwood a throw.
Well, he's the Iceman, Bruce. He just sits in the box and nothing flusters him. He is the definition of ice in the box.
Good pick up, Graham. In trouble, the old stripper Graham.
I reckon this is for bragging rights too, Bill.
I've been called a lot of things in my time, but Bill, never Bill. That's why we sent into Adelaide tonight, Tim Watson. Jimmy Bartell, our winner in 2007. What a great season he's had. Runner-up in the best and fairest last year. And this Cat team that have taken all before them now go on to the grand final, hoping to break that 44-year hoodoo against Port Adelaide. I'm joined by Dennis Cometti. And Dennis, I feel like you've got some claiming rights on Jimmy Bartell. You picked him right from the start.
Well, not really. He's had a wonderful season. It depends very much on when you see them play, Bruce. And we saw him play well, although I was reminded early in the season he polled 13 votes in 2004 and from memory finished 5th in the club best and fairest. Now, that told me something. I thought perhaps the umpires do love him. They certainly have a lot to love.
I keep thinking about that 2001 draft. Luke Hodge, Luke Ball, Chris Judd, Jimmy Bartell, Gary Ablett, to name a few.
Now, I've got a question for you. I mean, Gary Ablett went under the father and son rule at number 40. Where would he have gone in an open market, do you think?
If you'd asked me 15 minutes ago, I would have said probably number 2 or 3, but I've got to put him behind Jimmy Bartell at 8. But you'd have to think he would have been in the top 5 or 6.
I think we said this before. They talk about the 2001 draft. It was a Texas tornado, that draft, wasn't it?
Absolutely. We're talking about the champs of today. I really enjoyed tonight the tribute to the 4 of our retiring players, a couple of them Brownlow medalists in their own right.
So many players retiring this season, so many big names, but they were the big 4. And I really enjoyed presenting that as well. I was reaching for the autograph book. And why I say that is because I need yours afterwards as well. That was one of the great jobs. Now, I've worked for just about everybody, so I can say this with impunity. I thought tonight's telecast was simply sensational. Behind the scenes, out here on the set, and your job, mate, was just...
Well, you're very kind, and Eddie's listening, so I'm very happy, but he's a good sport.
Well
just finally, the grand final on Saturday. We probably left Friday night thinking, gee, the Cats have just scraped through, and Port were impressive.
Hard to get a line on those 2 games because the other games seemed, by comparison with Friday night, so lacklustre, didn't it? It was just a down game simply because of the atmosphere we had on Friday night. But having said that, the Cats deserve to win. 1963 is a long time ago, so I think I'll go for Geelong and Jimmy Bartell.
Good on you, Dennis. Dennis, Friday nights, Sunday afternoons have been a lot of fun. Thanks for looking forward to 2008.
Absolutely. Thanks, Bruce.
Good on you guys. I hope you enjoyed it on behalf of the whole team. Ox, Tim, Ricky, Dennis and myself and all the crew. It's been a night to remember. See you later.
Good night.
Mate, just another quiet night in the life of Chris Judd and a quiet week.
Has been. We haven't seen many cameras for a week or so it's good to see him out tonight.
Perky's got Jimmy Bartell tonight, so every time Jimmy gets a vote, he's got to have a few beers, so come on, Jimmy.
Broken
Seven's coverage of the 2007 Brownlow Medal proudly brought to you by Toyota. Footy. Oh, what a feeling. NAB, a little word for a big life. And Big Pond. Now you can really be part of the action.
The players' partners have been competing for their very own version of best and fairest at tonight's AFL Brownlow Medal count. The occasion's become famous for showcasing Australian fashion. Bare backs, eye-catching necklines and jewel detail are still very much in vogue, apparently, but some red carpet veterans cut back on the Hollywood tape this year.